if everything I touch turned to gold, then I would feel I am the creator of this success. Or I'm the one who's kind of laying these eggs. But it's not. And I'm very aware that it's the films that are working and it's the audiences that truly love or accept or reject cinema.
I think he's one person whose silence speaks louder than words. He doesn't have to give an opinion for you to know exactly what he stands for and what he doesn't.
Right.
Shreya I love because, like I told her on her birthday, I said she's a woman who chooses to shout in a world that expects and wants women to whisper, and that's why I love her, because she's a woman after my own heart. I will not age gracefully, I will age disgracefully, which means openly. And that's one of the reasons I did it, but I think that to have Mamit Begum's release in the same year and then be offered Chup, where I'm playing a character. And like I told Malki, I said I'm playing brain candy. I refused to be arm candy in the 90s, but I'm brain candy in Chup. They say that there are 4 seasons of fame. One is when they say, oh, you've got great potential. Then is when they say, oh, you've arrived. Then they say, oh, you're over, I've been there. And then they say, oh, she's back. And I had the privilege of being there too. So I think that people are very kind to you when you are in your, oh, she's got potential stage, and very kind to you because the world loves a comeback.
Pooja and I have the same problem, which is completely opposite to Dulquer. But I really...
That's why I'm in the middle. I think I'm balancing it out.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the free advice, but I'm okay.
Hello everyone. Welcome to News 18 Shosha, and we have with us today the stars of Chup, Shreya, Dulquer and Pooja ma'am. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Fabulous. Look at how we're dressed. Aren't we all
amazing,
colorful today?
Amazing. She should have actually sat in between both of you to sort of balance it out.
We can, should we?
No, this is fine.
We can change.
Cameras.
Oh, she's like, can somebody show that?
All right. So, you guys have spoken a lot about the kind of harsh reviews or criticisms that you have received about your work. What I'm going to ask you is, has there ever been a kind of review that has made you extremely happy, given you the kind of confidence that you needed to go ahead with your career?
Yeah, actually,
She only gets those kind of reviews.
Listen,
Come on, you also.
No, I'm saying Shreya only gets those kind of reviews. She is a critic favorite.
I am brand new. Give me some time, I'll come there. Well, the maximum common, the most common review that I got for Scam was hate. I think that's a great compliment. If people hated me for what?
But more like they love to hate.
Yeah, but no, it's a great compliment. That means I've managed to convince you that I've done something that pisses you off. So I like the hate. The hate was a great compliment.
That's nice. What about you?
I love the comments and reviews where they kind of recognize what I'm trying to do career-wise, like with my choices, and so those I think I hold special. I can't quote them. I don't.
No,
remember.
that's okay.
But when I read it, and where I feel like, because a lot of the times our efforts and the direction we want to go in, just through our choices, it goes a little unnoticed, and people kind of read into these decisions, and they kind of conclude certain things. People are very quick to conclude why you do something, and they're not looking at the larger picture. And sometimes people get answers to what you were trying to do maybe years later.
Yeah.
So, but there are sometimes when people read it correctly, and so it reflects in their comments. They're like, I think this is what he's trying to do, and it makes sense, and it's a wise choice or a bold choice. So those I really appreciate.
Yeah. But why I asked you is, Dulquer, I remember the last time we spoke, you said that, so this year's your 10th year in, as an actor. And you said that, when you had started out, you were extremely underconfident because you didn't know if the audience would be able to tolerate you on screen. This is what you had told me. So, that kind of an underconfident and shy boy. So I'm sure when you read something which compliments you, which you read something at that time, was there something in specific that really pushed you and made you feel like, maybe I'm making the right choices?
I know, I don't really remember much praise, especially when I started out. But being underconfident and shy, not always holding back, in the beginning when I was performing. So I could understand the reviews and the criticism. But I think over time I've overcome those fears, my own demons. And I'm just enjoying the journey, enjoying the characters I'm playing. Being a little kinder to myself, even when I'm performing. So I guess that's also reflecting in the reviews and comments.
Ma'am, what about you? Anything memorable? like a positive one?
Well, I think that, memorable in the sense that there are two kinds of compliments that resonate and remain. One is when you receive compliments from your peers, fellow actors, co-actors, critics, because I consider critics, observers, journalists to be part of entertainment. I don't think that we are removed from each other.
True.
And then there is those compliments that you get from areas of life. Besides fans telling you that, we've loved your performance, or this film has resonated, or that story has resonated. I think that one of the greatest compliments I received was when I was shooting for a film called Prem Diwane.
Yeah.
With Madhuri and Jackie and Vivek, with Sachin sir, who was directing us. There was a family, father, daughter, and the wife. And the daughter came up to me and she said, "My father would like to tell you something." And they came up to us, and I was wearing red, coincidentally. I still remember shooting the song called "Happy Birthday to You, Mr. Pedro." With Sarojji trying to make Jackie and me and Vivek dance, and there was Madhuri on the other side, kind of compensating for all three of us. But anyway, that's another story. And he said that, I stopped drinking after I saw Daddy. And that's the first time I realized that, movies really resonate. And movies really have an impact beyond the visceral or the obvious. So that is one compliment or one kind of acknowledgement that I cherish for more reasons than one. I think that two of the greatest compliments I've got from my peers actually, well, not peers, but I think Lata Mangeshkar ji gave me a wonderful compliment once through an interview when they asked her that from the current lot, whose work really resonates. And she said, "I like Pooja Bhatt because her eyes have got a lot of pain in them." And I was like,
Wow.
Really? Wow.
I thought nobody saw
that. And I think that Siddharth and Vidya were very, very generous to me when Bombay Begum's released, and when Vidya Balan calls you and says that, "You know what, you did a great job." But
she does that. She did that with me too.
But I think the compliment that really resonated was when she said, "Pooja, I must say, I know as a fellow actor that it's not easy to do kissing scenes." And I didn't cringe. "Hey, you kiss damn well, man."
That's the best compliment.
Okay, so I was like, okay, this
Because
is.
I don't say it in front of the camera.
No, women to women. I think you hear that from a female actor because the point is that while people look at us and think that we have these really glamorous lifestyles and it's so exotic to do kind of any sort of intimacy, it's the most awkward thing to shoot.
Yeah.
And how to make it look bearable on screen is really it. So I think in recent times that's a compliment that resonated.
Hey, you kiss damn well.
Well, it came from a fellow actor.
So how she would say
very
it.
much, yeah.
How would she say it?
Hey, you kiss so damn well, yeah.
But besides that, I think that when I look back at 30 years of a career, and of course 21 I was not in front of the camera, self-imposed kind of unbas in that sense, but I think people have been very kind to me.
Yeah.
Very generous, and I think they've not looked and focused on every flaw. They've kind of seen something beyond, is she looking this way or not looking this way, is her speech correct or not. I think it's a feeling finally. If we are able to make people feel something, then I think that resonates with them, and they're very, very kind. And when you stop doing that, and when you start acting like as if you're doing mankind a favor, then that's the end of you. So I think that, when they talk about the 4 seasons of fame, I think Shreya, they say that there are 4 seasons of fame. One is when they say, "Oh, you've got great potential." Then is when they say, "Oh, you've arrived." Then they say, "Oh, you're over, I've been there." And then they say, "Oh, she's back." And I had the privilege of being there too. So I think that people are very kind to you when you are in your, "Oh, she's got potential" stage, and very kind to you because the world loves a comeback.
They do.
More than anything else, So I think that it's when you have been told you arrived is when then the murky part starts, because then they're just waiting for that one mistake. And like I told somebody earlier, is that, human beings are strange. You can deal with your own grief, but you just cannot deal with somebody else's joy.
Right.
And I think that this permeates every area of life, not only the movie business. So I think that, we are happy with our misery, but we're just terribly unhappy when we see somebody, the lights on in somebody else's heart or life or home. So I think that let's just be kind to each other, because it's a short life and movies fill a great void. And what would you guys have done during COVID if it wasn't for the entertainers of the world?
Exactly.
So when you say the critics, no, the first critics are us ourselves. We hate ourselves. Like he said earlier, I hate my work. I have to be kind to myself. Yes, we must start being kind to ourselves. And I think the industry folk are navigating today with yesterday's maps.
Yeah.
So everything they tell you that is not going to work is what the audience accepts. That has also been my limited experience. Whatever they said is not going to work, worked.
Yeah.
They told my father the end of Earth will never work because you can't have Shamana Azmi go off into the sunset alone. She lived happily ever after, it cannot happen. And now I'm living that also. You know, so the point is that whatever they say is not going to work. So I think that Chup, coming back to Chup,
Yes.
as we must, what's amazing about this movie is that it's got no reference point.
Yeah.
You can hate it or you can love it. But you cannot say that, oh, it reminds me of this or that. And it kind of holds a mirror up to all of us. Because I think that we are all human and we all love it. It's the classic, oh, he slipped on a banana peel and let's laugh. Ha 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 ha. That's innately in human nature.
Yeah.
So I think that Chup will make a lot of people chup because it will make you self-reflect a bit.
Yeah.
And make you ask yourself that sometimes, you know, words you just use in jest or just flippantly could actually alter somebody's life.
Yeah.
Not only in the movies, but especially in life.
You know, since we're talking about chup, the word chup, you know, in Hindi there's a famous saying that ek chup saw sukh. In this climate of extreme noise all around us, do you sometimes feel that it's better to remain silent than use words?
It's been.
I mean, you're a classic example of
It's been
that.
my motto. I just keep quiet. Everyone, like, you know, has an opinion, and everybody now has avenues to voice it. You know, you have all of social media, and you have a phone with a camera. And everybody has an opinion, and it's so difficult to navigate, or even. I guess there are people that kind of flock together in certain opinions, but I think I've always preferred to observe and read than to. I always answer when I'm asked something or speak when I'm spoken to. It's just innately how I am, and I'm very happy this way.
But have ever people around you told you that Dulquer, you should speak more, probably comment more on
No, I
things?
feel like people have an opinion on everything that I do, and they have free advice to me on everything that I should be doing, or the kind of films I should be doing, and what I should be doing in my career, what I should not be doing in my career. Like, for example, they don't think I should be acting in 4 languages. They think I'm trying to I have my feet on multiple boats and I will sink. But I don't know. I mean, I operate with a lot of love, with a lot of passion for cinema, and I'm also of this generation where, you know, we're all seeking experiences, whether it's you traveling, backpacking across, you know, some place by yourself. So I think we have this luxury of gaining experiences, also documenting it, and also putting it out there. I don't have the luxury to do that in my free time. So I think in my film choices and my career path, every industry I work in for me is also a very cultural experience.
Yeah.
And I'm also only trying to do the best work I can, also only trying to do great original cinema wherever I go. And I have no idea where it's going or if it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't change it for the world. So thanks for the free advice, but I'm okay.
What do you have to add to that? Do you think silence is sometimes better?
Sure it is, but I think Pooja and I have the same problem, which is completely opposite to Dulquer. But I really...
Which is why I'm in the middle. I think I'm balancing it out.
Absolutely, because I think what he said actually is very true in the sense that our generation is a little bit different from what Pooja had to go through in terms of like that time. I think there was a lot more of responsibilities and things that you had to do because you had to do them. Like even her story of how she got into films was reflective of that. And we genuinely are trying to collect experiences. And I don't know, as of now, I think, again, referencing to what Pooja has said, I'm in a season where I can afford to speak because I don't think people have shown the spotlight on me yet. So I don't think I'm facing the consequences yet. But when they start appearing, I'll start shutting up.
Really?
Yeah, I think I see the wisdom in that. But I think I'm still very much under the radar, so I can say what I want and get away with it.
Yeah. Dulquer, you had once told me that, you know, I like being a little
She remembers
exclusive.
everything you told her, huh?
It's lovely. Yeah?
Yes, of course I do. You said that, you know, I like being a little exclusive. When I asked you that why don't you do more Hindi films, what made you want to break out of that mold and do Chup?
You know, also primary sort of responsibility I have, especially my core market being Malayalam. It's kind of given me everything that I have today, and even this whole career, so to speak. Even every opportunity I've gotten in another language has stemmed from some film I've done in Malayalam. So every time I venture out, it better be a very good choice. It better be a very good film. Irrespective of it being a hit or a blockbuster, it should still be a great choice, a bold choice, and pushing great cinema. Because also we're at a time where Malayalam cinema is at its peak right now. Or hopefully not at its peak, we're still peaking. Just doing great content there. So when I do choose to venture out, it's not just to the audiences, but also to my filmmakers in Malayalam, because I am also denying them dates in films that I could have been doing there. So I think every choice has to be weighed. I have to do the films that really speak to me, that I'm really excited by. But I would also discount the last 2 years because of COVID. So I've not been away from Hindi for that long. It's from 19 now, it's 22. So 2 years we'll discount. It's only been a year.
But you've had a few releases already. And you've seen, both sides of the spectrum. While Sita Ramam did extremely well, Hey Cinamika had an underwhelming performance at the box office. Does all that add up to the pressure right now before the release of Chup?
No, it kind of keeps me grounded, right? Like, if everything I touch turned to gold, then I would feel I am the creator of this success. Or I'm the one who's kind of laying these eggs. But it's not. And I'm very aware that it's the films that are working, and it's the audiences that truly love or accept or reject cinema. And it's always been like that. Whenever I've had a big career high with one film, almost immediately I'll have like a low with another film. So I've never been really attached to the hits and misses. It sure makes you very happy, because when you put massive effort behind a film and it works, it's rewarding. It's also lovely to see a lot of love from the audiences when films work. But even a bad film, or a film that didn't work theatrically, sometimes it finds love now on OTT. So even a Hey Cinamika, for me, there is a section of the audience that have loved it, or like my character, or like my performance. So it's not something that I dwell too much on. Even if it is a massive blockbuster, I don't think, oh my God, I've made it. I'm now a superstar, and I should only do, so this is how much my price has gone up, and the next film has to be so much budget, and I need a big, massive superhero entry, opening, introduction, and all that jazz. I'll still do the films I believe in.
And lastly, Pooja ma'am, you had said in an interview that, the kind of roles that I'm getting today, and I'm happy about it because I'm playing somebody my age in an industry which is otherwise obsessed with you.
That was with Bombay Begum. I think that one of the reasons that I said yes to it so readily was because it was a woman who was 49 rather, and dealing with issues of aging, menopause, fighting it out in a man's world. And I think that to be able to come back and headline a show and, be cast for your girth and your mirth. And not have to kind of worry about, because, generally what happens, the older you get, the further the camera goes. And when you're doing a shot and when you have the director saying, okay, closer and closer and closer, it kind of liberates you. Because when I walked on the set the first day, I was very aware of the fact that people would be looking at me through the prism of that 19-year-old that they've fantasized about in Dil Hai Ke Manta Nahi. And people do not want their... People is so kind. See, I'm blushing now. Is that people do not want people that they've liked to age, because somewhere their memories age and hence they age. But it's a part of life. And I think that somebody said interestingly that I will not age gracefully, I will age disgracefully, which means openly. And that's one of the reasons I did it. But I think that to have Bombay Begum's release in the same year and then be offered Chup, where I'm playing a character. And like I told Malki, I said I'm playing brain candy. I refuse to be arm candy in the 90s, but I'm brain candy in Chup. And not very many people have that privilege of playing brain candy, because maybe not very many of them lose their brain. I wouldn't say have a brain. No, I'm just kidding. No, so it's a good phase to be in. I have no goalpost. I just want to work with people who know more than me, people who kind of, excite me enough to be able to want to go to set every day. And I think the process is, for me, more important than the end result. It's extremely important because there is no goalpost in life.
Yeah.
We're never going to get to anywhere. This is happening. Life is happening right now. It's like you can't step into the same river twice. It's changing. So we were talking earlier about opinions, and he said, no, I do not. But I think he's one person whose silence speaks louder than words. He doesn't have to give an opinion for you to know exactly what he stands for and what he doesn't.
Right.
Shreya I love because like I told her on her birthday, I said she's a woman who chooses to shout in a world that expects and wants women to whisper, and that's why I love her, because she's a woman after my own heart. And as for me, I've learned one thing: the truth spoken with the intention to hurt is worse than a lie. But I feel that when you're talking about playing it safe, you could be servile and they'll still go after you. You could speak your mind and they'll still go after you. So this is no dress rehearsal, darling. This is one shot, one life that you got. Let the heart speak, and the heart will hopefully listen if there is a heart there. If you just use words, it's noise, and the world has enough opinions.
Yeah.
Don't give me your eloquence. Give me your heart, and then you're able to kind of connect to people. So that's the way it is.
Great, great.
What she said.
Yes, of course.
But it's definitely, got me thinking, and I'm going to be like, sort of.
What am I saying without saying?
No, I mean, it's so beautiful actually.
Great
It's
line.
so,
You never step into the same river twice.
No, you don't, because it changes. So the point is that how do you? Everybody is you're dissecting a film with a reference point. When I came into the industry, I was told that there's no reference point for Pooja. But what do we do with her? She can't dance.
I'm getting that.
She can't. Whatever they wanted to change my voice. In the first film I did, there was a whole discussion about कि ये आवाज चलेगी या नहीं चलेगी because वो falsetto feminine आवाज नहीं है. So then my father said कि इधर लोग इसे reject करें because of her or accept करें because of her. And because of my size is ballooned like a million times here and there in the last 25 years. Often people have not recognized me, but they recognized my voice and looked again. So the very thing that they wanted to change the industry is what has somewhere become my calling card. So that is.
But it always was. I think from the get-go, that was the one thing that really stood out about you.
And it's very sexy. It's
Yeah.
a very sexy voice.
It's got a little bit of life in it. So the point is, we can go on the three of us like that, But I think that eventually it is the trade, it is the professionals, it is the so-called experts who do not know as much as the audience knows. The audience is ahead of the curve, and we're talking about, mainstream. I don't think, look, we're watching everything now. We're watching German films, Korean films, movies from Denmark. So I think that the language is not the issue anymore, and thank God for that.
Yeah.
You want to watch a good film, you want to watch a good performer. And ideally you want to watch them in a language that they think and feel in. So it's all blurred, the lines have all blurred. So I think right now just kind of go out there and don't be chup. Speak from the heart and it will resonate.
Yes.
There are too many experts who memorize too many volumes and empty. This is the words have to be matched with action. I'm done with words.
Yeah. Great. And this mutual fan club that we have here.
I don't think we have to try. If you have to try, then it doesn't happen.
No, he was saying something yesterday which was so funny.
Yeah.
Because this is actually sort of heavy, sort of dark kind of a film.
Yeah.
But we had a blast.
Actually, there was so much fun. You would think
We had a lot
going
of
into a
fun.
film like this, that going into a shoot like it's going to be heavy days where you're going to be so invested in the space of the film is that you'll go back to your room or whatever feeling heavy, and you take that back with you.
Yeah.
But even though the film stays with you, and it will stay with you when you watch it also, but the dynamics on set and you collaborating with amazing talents, but who are also who love life, who like living and who want life to be light and happy and entertaining, who also get their work done. That was just so nice.
Yeah.
It's almost illegal. That's how much fun we were having.
We must thank our Balki for that.
Yeah.
Because I think that he set the tone.
He set the tone.
Yeah.
He doesn't have this masterpiece complex.
No, yeah.
I think when I spoke to him for the first time on Zoom, he said, Pooja, I don't want to sell it to you, read the script. And very rarely do people part with the script, where you can kind of process it in isolation and look at it. It's not, you're always getting a narration from your point of view. So I think that he didn't have this masterpiece complex. He's like, this is it, you like it, you think it's quirky, fantastic, amazing, let's do this together. Come on set, have a laugh. He makes the process really simple.
And same adjectives after every take.
More, a lot more.
He's always, whatever you do, like in every take, he says, super, fantastic, amazing.
No, but remember the car scene we shot together?
Oh, yes.
I think it is traumatic car scenes can get, especially for a heroine, because there's a light there and the thermocol there and you're sweating before you started and you can't have the window up or you can't have the... He had chilled the car to the right temperature. He was there giving cue. We had Anirudh, who is our executive producer on the film.
Who's driving?
Who was driving. And we were like, 1, 2, 3, done. We're like, huh? You sure?
Done, yeah.
Because Vishal lit it up. It was just, we had nothing. There was no Nagra, there was no this, there was none of that, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, well, it's an insider thing, but I think people who've suffered car scenes in the past will appreciate it. So I know my dad did. I said, by the way, it's the easiest car scene. How? Was what my father said. How do we do it?
We are looking forward to seeing this dynamic on screen as well. And thank you so much. All the very best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And do watch it on the 23rd of September. Tickets are 75 rupees on that day. Hi, this is Pooja Bhatt.
Hi, this is Dulquer Salmaan.
Hi, my name is Shreya Dhanwanthary, and you're going to watch us on News 18.
Shosha.